gentlemen, my name is Shweta Gurnani, and I want to introduce myself as an expert in loss. I have suffered losses and bigger losses. In the last 15 years itself, when I was 32, I lost my father to a sudden heart attack. My mother suffers from a pretty severe autoimmune disease and has been hospitalized in difficult circumstances repeatedly when we were scared for her life. I loved a dog who fought cancer only to die of renal failure. And then in 15 years, I had to change homes 15 times. Even Amazon has given up on me in trying to keep up. But at each point, I was exhausted. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, I seemed to be only battling challenges and expenses. And really, I was at a point where I'd reached a dead end and I was completely broken. So broken sounds like an ending, but broken it can actually become a beginning, provided you decide to make it one. It's a decision. It's a small, stubborn decision. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, it's not cinematic. It's small, but it's a decision you have to decide. And when I made that decision, that broken is going to be my beginning, I came upon what it is to arise. Today I stand before you, entrepreneur, coach, mentor, international academic advisor, mother, daughter, sister, niece, friend, pet parent, and so much more. But I am happy and I'm complete. And there is an inner light which I will not allow anyone to dim. Today I find myself creating the value of 48 hours out of a single day in order to do so much. But all that has happened because one day I decided to make my pain the growth engine to arise. What is arise for me? A is to awaken. Awaken exactly as you are right now. Awaken as your broken self. You don't have to wait for perfect plans. Perfection is elusive. Movement breaks paralysis. We've all known how Mr. Amitabh Bachchan reinvented himself, right? He was completely bankrupt. He faced lawsuits. He was fatally injured. Life, as we know, the life for the megastar had come stumbling down. But what did he do? He didn't wait for problems to resolve themselves. He did Mohabbatein. He did Kaun Banega Karodpati. And then we know the rest is history. So I once had to do the same. When I was faced with immense hardships, I decided that I am going to scale from a solo coach into an entrepreneur. And I had no perfect roadmap ahead of me. I just had intent, solid intent. 24/7, I'm going to pour myself into my work, into my family. And I'm going to awaken exactly as I am. That led me to the next R, realign with your reality. Realignment is not surrender, I'm giving up. No, this is reality and I am helpless. Not at all. It's recalibration. You recalibrate who you are. You figure out this is what I can do, this is what I'm going to let go of. You redo budgets. You stop certain projects if you have to. You know what to pause, where to put yourself, where to invest. That's recalibration. I was very, very transparent with all the stakeholders, be it personal, professional. This is what I can deliver, this is what I cannot deliver. And that honesty, it built trust. Transparency converted my vulnerability into an asset. So I could make new business partnerships. I could start pouring myself into students who really wanted to learn. Two things happened. During the pandemic, a passion project of mine, I'd built a door-to-door library. My dream was that I want to help Gurgaon read better. So the initial start was just 50 families, and it grew to more than 2,500 families. Came the pandemic, and there was major financial strain on my pet project. So instead of crying over it, I instantly recalibrated. We had expensive stores based out of malls. I immediately moved to a dark store model once the lockdowns lifted so that we could survive, we could face the evolving realities around us. We had 17 family members severely affected by COVID in the second wave. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how many of them are going to survive. But I could have stopped. I could have cried and broken down. Instead, I chose to find out how can I fight this medical battle. I thought, hey, let me empower myself financially. Let me find ways to earn more so that I can fight this medical battle for the sake of my family. So you recalibrate, you face your realities. And that's how you start integrating your pain. So I stands for integrate your pain. People looked at me and said, hey, you've got nerves of steel. Shweta, courage is your middle name. But that courage actually came from what I later understood to be post-traumatic growth. There's actually a psychological name for this. When you face a lot of challenges head on, we've all heard of PTSD. We know that it gives you stress, but it also can lead to growth. So psychology shows us that undergoing a lot of stress and trauma can lead to growth in these 5 areas of life. You can start appreciating life better. You can discover a lot of personal strength. You can discover new possibilities. You can reevaluate your relationships. And you can undergo a lot of spiritual and philosophical change. But growth was not just about post-traumatic growth. In fact, I would like to call PTG my post-traumatic gratitude that fueled growth. So the fuel for growth actually came from gratitude. Every day I'd wake up and ask myself, what can I be grateful about today? Hey, I'm grateful that I'm alive. I'm grateful that I saw a sunrise, so take a picture. Okay? I'm grateful for all the love and care that I have of friends and family. I'm even grateful that I have a dog to love. I'm so grateful that I can actually teach somebody. Somebody is willing to learn. I'm grateful that I have a source of income. There was so much gratitude to celebrate each and every day. So gratitude became my weapon for growth. That took me into my next step, that gave me the courage to take the next step, which is step into your discomfort. So discomfort becomes your best friend if you embrace it. One of my real funny memories is waking up and saying, hey, what can I do today that I haven't done for the last 1 decade? What have I not done for 2 decades? And I realized, hey, it's been 2 decades that I even sang something. So let me sing and record it, even if it sounds funny. So I started doing things which made me uncomfortable. I was singing and recording. I was journaling. I would take my son and his friends on hikes, and I had no time for physical fitness. But one of the strangest things I did, which was uncomfortable for me, was that I started showing up for friends, for relatives, for neighbors. Anybody who needed me, I would be there unselfishly, which was strange. Hey, you don't have anything to give. What are you doing? Why are you giving? And at times, I felt like a total imposter. I didn't know how to help, but I was there to help. That told me, okay, that taught me that when you feel like an imposter, you're actually growing. The imposter syndrome is nothing bad. It's proof that you're growing. The imposter grew and grew to evolve. And that takes me to our E in RISE. Evolve into your next self. I did not know how to be an entrepreneur. It was never my intent. So how do I now not only ensure the financial stability of my own family, but take care of the livelihoods of so many people? I was ready to learn from anyone. You could be a business partner, a student, you could be a doctor, a lawyer, a banker. Okay? You could even be a vendor. If you had 5 minutes to teach me something, I wanted to learn. And if you had nothing to teach me through your words, but if I saw that your actions were making an impact, I'd just observe you and soak it all in and learn. And that made me grow and evolve. So if you understand how scorings on the exams that I teach for, how they work, the GRE is scored out of 340, and our international average score is 331. The GMAT is scored out of 805, our average score is 705. The legacy edition of GMAT, the older GMAT, was scored out of 800, and there our average score was 740. These are among the highest ever scores international averages. So much so that the organizations that make these exams, the ETS and the GMAC, they have started acknowledging my expertise and inviting me to collaborate and to talk about how these exams are going to evolve in the future. So here I was, not too long ago, questioning my survival. And today I am advising global teams. That's the journey that Arise has helped me make. It's really not about numbers, but it is about who you become in the process. This is me with the ETS team. What helped me Arise? I would like to give some practical pointers. Perhaps they will help you. One, start with an imperfect decision, imperfect action. Don't wait for perfection. Second, when you recalibrate, recalibration needs a witness. Tell one person. And I'm so super grateful to all those who became those witnesses for me in my journey. Third, you have to go on when you hit a plateau. I've seen it happen again and again, that when you're going on and there's a plateau, you find that there's nothing moving and you feel there's no point. But then you make a brave decision to continue. And when you do that, there is sudden explosive growth. That takeoff is the result of not giving up when you hit the plateau. Use it as a runway. Your plateau is your runway. Goal sheets, my lifesavers. If you come home, you would be amused. I have whiteboards, Excel sheets, diaries full of goals, funny goals, ridiculous goals. It's ridiculous, perhaps, to write down that I want to wake up at this time. It's funny to say, oh, by such and such date, I should have so much money. By such and such date, I should weigh so much. All kinds of goals, and so many of them. But the moment I write them down, my subconscious insists that I work to achieve them. These are the things I did to Arise. And whenever you think of me, I hope you will remember that broken is a beginning. And as a room full of people, can we do something small that is small but unforgettable? Can we all arise? Because one day in the dark, that's exactly what I decided to do. I decided to arise.